Mathematics Class 8th, Chapter 2nd, Exercise 2.6. Last question, question number 7. The denominator of a rational number is greater than its numerator by 8 if the numerator is increased by 17 and the denominator is decreased by 1. The number obtained is 3 by 2. Find the rational number. Prior solving it, let's revisit the concept of rational number. Rational number came from the word ratio, and whenever we have ratios, we have two things, that is numerator and denominator, separated with over sign. Therefore, definition of rational number is any number of the form p over q, where p stands for numerator, q stands for denominator, where p and q are integers. And what are integers? Positive numbers and negative numbers. In between we have zeros. So the collection of 0, positive number and negative number, which we represent on number line, when they unite together in the form of numerator over denominator, they give a term rational number. And important thing is the denominator, that is q, should not be equal to 0. If it is so, then this complete number will tend to infinity, or it would be undefined, which you shall learn in your upcoming classes. With this idea, let's try to break our statements and move forward to finding answer of this question. So first of all, as we usually do, we write given statements. So let's read first line again. The denominator of a rational number is greater than its numerator by 8. What does this mean? This simply means that difference between denominator and numerator is 8. And which one is greater? Denominator of a rational number is greater. So we can write denominator equals to whatever numerator is, we have to add 8 to it. That will give us denominator. Now we are in a position to consider our variable. We have told you various times in previous questions as well, it is a best practice to consider variable as independent quantity. Let's explain the concept again. Here denominator is dependent on numerator. Therefore numerator is an independent quantity. For an instance, if someone tells you that numerator is 1, so you will be in position to find denominator, because if you add 8 to this 1, you will get 9 as denominator. Which is not the case here, it is just an example. With this you got an idea that we have to consider our variable as independent quantity. Therefore, we will consider our numerator. Henceforth we wrote let numerator be equal to small letter n. And variables are always designated with small letters. And why we took only n? Due to very obvious reasons. The initial letter of this numerator word is n, therefore we took it as small letter n. With this, we are in position to find denominator. Therefore, this is symbolic representation of therefore in mathematics. Denominator equals to n plus 8. Because we have assumed numerator as small letter n, when we add 8 to it, we get denominator. With our assumptions in place, let's read the other statement. If the numerator is increased by 17, let's stop it here. So when numerator is increased by 17, the numerator will be, initially we have n, and we are going to add 17 to it. So n plus 17 is our new numerator. Again, let's read forward, and the denominator is decreased by 1. So our initial denominator was n plus 8, and we are going to subtract 1 from it. Therefore, we wrote when denominator is decreased by 1, then denominator equals to, initial one is n plus 8, so we wrote n plus 8. Decreased by 1 means minus 1. It is simple subtraction operation. So 8 minus 1 will give us 7. Therefore, our new denominator is n plus 7. Now, we have found our new numerator and denominator, which are n plus 17 and n plus 7 respectively. Reading further, the number obtained is 3 by 2. So, when we will write these numerator and denominator in terms of ratios, that is in terms of p over q, that would be equal to 3 over 2. And that will give us our required equation. Hence, numerator over denominator, we're just writing these two new numerator and denominators in terms of p by q, or in terms of rational number. That equals to, we are placing the values. Numerator we have found as n plus 17, so we wrote n plus 17 over as it is. Denominator is n plus 7, which we have found recently. So n plus 7 as it is. This equals to 3 by 2. It is given to us in our conditions. Now we know how to solve such type of mixed equation from our previous questions. So we wrote this mixed equation as it is. By mixed, we simply means that it is in a puzzle form, which we will simplify. So again, call it cross multiplication or shifting of denominators to other sides, we are going to do the same. 2 would get multiplied with this complete n plus 17 and 3 will get multiplied with complete n plus 7. So we did the same. 2 we wrote as it is, n plus 17 inside bracket and nothing written in between them. It simply means that they are getting multiplied. This equal to as it is, 3 is getting multiplied with this complete n plus 7. Therefore we put it inside bracket so that we don't get puzzled. Now it is just a matter to open the brackets and transposing will lead us to final answer. 2 into n is 2n plus as it is 17 2s are 34 equal to as it is 3 into n is 3n plus as it is 7 3s are 21. Now let's transpose 34 minus 21, because when we will transpose positive 21 towards left hand side, it will get subtracted up. Therefore we wrote 34 minus 21 equal to as it is. We have 3n as our variable on right hand side, so we wrote the same. We were left with this positive 2n on left hand side. We need to transpose it towards right hand side. It will get subtracted up. So we wrote minus 2n. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. Simple. 34 minus 21 gives you 13 equal to 3n minus 2n is equal to n. And with this we have separated our variable and its value came as equal to 13. And we have assumed n as numerator, that is our original numerator, and we are required to find the rational number, that is the original rational number that we have considered. So we have found numerator part, so we wrote numerator part as 13 itself over, because we are going to represent it in terms of p over q, that is rational numbers, and we know very well that denominator is simply addition of 8 to whatever the value of n is, which we have found as equal to 13. So 13 plus 8 is simple 21. And with this we have found our rational number, which is equal to 13 over 21. And you can verify it very well. That is, the denominator of a rational number is greater than its numerator by 8. So the difference between 21 and 13 is 8. In this way you can also verify your answer. That is the best part of solving equations. So you see how easily we solved this question. We just followed the path that we have framed initially in our mind. And always remember never to rush in solving your answer. Always frame your steps in your mind and follow the statements accordingly. With this, our last question, question number 7 of exercise 2.6, chapter 2nd, mathematics class 8, linear equations in one variable has been solved.